I was diagnosed in 2019 in Burlington, Vermont, and my diagnosis was quite quick. It took only a few months to evaluate me, and I was diagnosed in February of that year. We came together at the doctor's office having no idea what the diagnosis would be, and so, of course, there's a diagnosis by way of process of elimination, and we thought things were going wonderfully. Our doctor said, you don't have MS, you don't have Parkinson's, you don't have all these things, and all my tests came back. I was watching them online as they came in. Everything was perfect. So we thought we were fine, and then he said, however, you have a disease called ALS. And we said, well, what is that? And he said, well, it's also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, which we had heard of. And it seemed unbelievable to us because I've always been healthy and active, and so it's just a shock to have this diagnosis of such a rare disease.
We still hadn't seen a lot of change in Jim. Not really. So I think that you have this cloud over you of something very, very serious, but the person still looks incredibly healthy.
My sister, who lives in Montana, we grew up in Vermont together. As kids, we weren't so close, but we grew over time to be very, very close. And so she asked me what she could do for me a couple of years into my disease. I'm in my 8th year now, and I said, call me every day. So my day-to-day life is restricted by my lack of function. So for me, my lack of function is with my shoulders, my arms, my hands. So what I can't do is things like dress or shower or eat. I have a feeding tube. I think speech is essential for my feeling of connection to other people. I've spent my life talking. I mean, I'm a lawyer and I've testified a lot and just done a lot of talking in my life. So speech for me has been my main form of communication and writing, but a big part. But for me, our daughter lives in London, our son lives in California, my sister lives in Montana. So the only way we communicate usually is by speech. We have a family call every month with about 15 members of the family from everywhere. And it's all about, we're on video, but it's all about sharing news and talking to each other. And it's very, very important. So I think the most important thing actually is speech. If I lost my legs, that would be terrible. But I could adapt to a wheelchair and still be able to move. I can lose my upper body and still be able to do some things. But when I lose my speech, it's almost like losing your mental health, I think. So I think it's crucial.